show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we are bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. And today we are doing it with none other than my very special guest, Valise. How are you, Valise?
I'm good, Kim. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I love that jewelry. You look so nice.
Thank you. You do too. I'm glad I put it on. So we in the same vein.
Yeah, actually, I love thanking people, but I got these at an African event that I attended. It's Theo and Vicky. Thank you all so much for these. And then I also got this nice dress that my cousin, Dr. Sharonda Banks, gave me. She's determined to make me go into like 2 sizes less than what I think I am.
Okay.
It looks okay. So I guess I better listen, right?
Yes, well, it blends very nicely together. I love that when things come together in your closet like that.
How ironic that you say blending things together, and when things come together, that's the same thing when it comes together, such as life and being able to have our business support our life and having it come together for financial clarity.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be a big thing. What are we going to talk about today? So everybody that's grabbing their virtual seats will already know what to expect.
Yeah, well, our topic is we're going to be talking about building a business that supports your life. Right? How financial clarity creates confidence. And that is my jam. I'm all over it. I'm all about it. And, life happens and we don't necessarily always know the path or the journey that we're going to take. But when you have that foundation built, that's what, what they say, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Come through, stay ready, not having to get ready. You know what? You're saying things that's all applying to stuff that I just put on social media last night. My friend called me. She was like, Kim, the South Atlantic Regional Conference is happening with your sorority, with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, right? And I was like, well, she's saying, Kim, do not wear your church, because I wear my long dresses. She's like, wear your frock. I was like, oh, what am I gonna wear? So I put on a black dress and stepped out and enjoyed myself with the Alphas put together a whole event and welcoming the Deltas to the Charlotte area.
Oh, that's right. But I love me a long sundress now. What's wrong with that? Okay.
Girl, I was like, I wear some long stuff that looks cute in my opinion all the time. Yeah. But I did find one that was knee length. I still felt like it was weird because I'm not used to even being in certain environments, right? So I was like sitting there. I was like, okay, I think I look really like somebody could do a video just on me sitting.
It felt a little awkward, like, I don't know.
Hello. Anyway, let's get to, girl, I told you, I hope you feel comfortable because we're here just having a conversation, Valise.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
So today, everyone, let me go ahead and be formal and get serious about what I'm here to do. Valise Smith is the founder and CEO of Tried and True Financial Services, where she helps service-based entrepreneurs build financially sustainable businesses through ABCs of finance, advisory, bookkeeping, and compliance. I'm saying all of this stuff fast, but we're going to deep dive into it throughout this hour, drawing on more than 2 decades of experience in financial services, including executive leadership roles. Valise is an enrolled agent, author, speaker, known as the Financial Clarity Architect. Y'all, somebody type that, Financial Clarity Architect. And she's all about helping business owners move beyond just simply filing our taxes and our returns to gaining that financial clarity that we need. All right, I'm going to let her tell you more about her story because she's an author, all of these things that I've told you already. But I am so honored to have you here today, Valise, on the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome to you.
Thank you. I am honored to be here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I know we are going to have a fabulous time here together. You know what they always say, time flies when you're having fun. So I know this time is going to fly by, but I'm looking forward to sharing and serving the audience today.
Excellent. And now, Valise, before we even deep dive into the finances themselves, I want everyone to know more about the woman behind the title. So what are some of the things that you like to just share that's made you the financial clarity architect?
Yeah. Well, when I was a little girl, I didn't know what I wanted to be. You know how they always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. My parents told me to go to school, get good grades, and get a good job. Mm-hmm. So that's the advice that I followed. And I know a lot of times when I share that, a lot of the audience can resonate with that. I think that was a common thing. It was like, go to school, get your college degree, get a good job. And I followed that path, and eventually I did find a good job. Entrepreneurship was never modeled in my home, nor was financial literacy, right? My parents had good jobs back in the 70s when I grew up. They had good jobs.
Well, date yourself over there. I saw you pause. You're like, girl, cannot be letting it out the bag. How old I
Yeah. And so they had good jobs, but they also had poor money management skills, right? And so I knew I needed to do something better or different. And so I would take a lot of the personality tests to kind of find out where, Myers-Briggs back in the day, those types of things. Now they call it DISC assessment. And that led me down the path of finance or accounting, because I was always good in math related subjects and things like that, right? And so I just love learning. I was a lover. So I always, even after high school, I would always, anytime there was type of a learning environment, I would always go. And so at one point I was intrigued by income taxes. I wanted to learn how to do them for myself, right? So I went to one of the major retailers and I took an income tax course, and that ended up, and they recruit you right after the course, like, come work with us for tax season.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming, but it happened, right? I did that for a couple of tax seasons and was like, hey, no, this is not for me, right? But it was a skill set that I learned, that I added to my arsenal, right, to my suitcase. And so I ended up kind of just doing income taxes for family and friends, kind of like word of mouth. Still never really saw myself opening up an accounting firm one day or becoming a business owner. But along my journey of my my career journey, and when I had found this good job, I had been exposed to entrepreneurship. And so I was working for an investment advisory firm. We managed fixed income assets, right, for cities, counties, municipalities. And that was the executive role. I started in an entry-level position and worked my way up to C-suite. Serving as their chief compliance officer, director of administration, managing their back office operations, right? And one of my major roles there was balancing their book of business. Like, I had to balance the investment portfolios that we were managing. So I had to reconcile those at the end of every month. Well, they ended up going through an SEC audit, and SEC audit is the federal regulatory body for investment advisory companies, Securities and Exchange Commission.
Okay.
Ended up going through an SEC audit and ended up getting caught on a technicality in another area, not the area that I worked in, but in another area. And it ended up shutting the business down.
Oh, wow.
And so my good job now was like going away.
Right.
If they were still open, Kim, I'd still be working there today. I absolutely love the people that I work with and the company. It was a great place, right? And so at that time, I couldn't see myself going out, brushing up my resume to look for another job. So I didn't. Like I said, by that time, I had been exposed to entrepreneurship. So I said, hey, I'm going to give it a try. So I married the two skill sets that I had, the income tax preparation with the portfolio reconciliation. And in 2015, I launched Tried and True Financial Services.
Okay.
To help small business owners. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep. I
But
say all the
it took you going through something that you would have never necessarily pulled away from
chose.
because you were
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I was comfortable. I had worked
Yeah.
hard and I got there and I felt like I had arrived. I was making a good salary. And so I had achieved, what my parents, I had surpassed what my parents had, asked for me. So I was good.
Well, when you say about people, parents, because like same here, I didn't grow up with an entrepreneurial family. My mom worked the same job for 41 years, period. It's like, get yourself out there and go to work at this location and stay there until retirement. So I wonder if you could even help people that are either raising these adult children that are now entrepreneurs, but that may not be their jam, like you say. Any advice that you would give to parents that may be watching today to support their child's entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah. Well, we're in a totally different day and time.
Yes.
Like things have changed tremendously. I was
Mhm.
talking to a friend the other day and I was like, you remember Y2K? They had us thinking that the world was
going
about to
end.
end.
Girl, everybody, we were all on it. It was like, is it today? I'm saved. I'm sanctified. I'm filled with the Holy Spirit. It's like, seriously, we don't have time for this,
Yes. And so now, even with the advent of social media, influencer, like
Right.
the world is totally changed. Like I'm not taking anything away from education. Education still is very relevant, right? I still applaud and encourage children if that's their lane, right, to go to school and get their degree. It still holds weight. However, these millennials and these people have opened up a world, a new way of doing things. I think even for me and my grandchild, he's going to have a different way than even that's going on right now with the advent of AI. It's not that I think that AI is going to replace us or wipe out the world like we thought with the Y2K. I don't believe that, because God is still God. Okay. He's still
always
still on the throne. Right.
That's right.
But I just believe that there have been some things that have come about in this day and time that people can without a college degree. I mean, of course, we have stories of people even before us that made it without a college degree.
That's right.
So
people after us that's gonna make it without a college degree.
I think it really just depends on your motivation and your thrive and your to push forward and make something happen. If you can think it, bring that thought to life, then you can make it happen. So I think that parents that have children that believe that way should not dull their children's aspirations, but they should support them, just making sure that they provide that oversight and make sure they don't go too far with it, because at the end of the day, money is a tool, it's a resource, and we need it to live, right?
That's good. This is some great information that you're already sharing. We need it to live. And I know on our show, we help provide like that missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in someone else's life from a balance perspective. So when you're talking, you say that financial clarity is the foundation of everything versus just one piece of the puzzle. What do you mean about that? So we can learn more from you.
Yeah, because you need to understand and know your numbers, right? Especially for really the reality of it is that everything that I teach to my entrepreneurs, my small business owners, it's applicable in your personal life, because however you manage your finances in your personal life, it's going to flow over into your business life. But from a business perspective, I tell my entrepreneurs that you have to be able to know your numbers and you have to see what's coming in order to make those strategic financial decisions. I believe, and the reason why I wrote the book, Bookkeeping for Business Owners, Gaining Clarity and Confidence Without the Overwhelm, because in practice, I noticed and I saw that a lot of entrepreneurs would skip over that aspect of it, right? And they felt like they can manage their money the way they have been doing all along in their personal finances. They
Right.
can manage it in their head, or they can manage it from their bank balance. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You need to be able to see clearly what you have coming in and where it's going. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs that say, I make good money, but I don't know where it's going. And one of the reasons why you don't know where it's going, because you haven't built that financial foundation. And bookkeeping is the foundation. You have to be able to plug that information into your accounting system and produce those 3 critical financial statements that you need to make strategic financial decisions, to be able to get lending or funding opportunities, to be able to get investors to buy into your ideal. And that financial clarity comes from being able to produce and review those financial statements, the profit and loss, the balance sheet, and your cash flow statement.
Wow, I'm taking notes over here on everything that you're saying, because I hope y'all are taking notes too in the virtual studio audience, but this is some good stuff for us to go back later and revisit. Bookkeeping is the foundation. You must have this in place. Now, when you say this, Valise, I'm trying to make sure you're saying this. I'm speaking from a variety of perspectives. There are some very small businesses, and then there are some that are multi-billion-dollar businesses. Are you saying that this should happen regardless from day one, or what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. And I hear that that's a great question, Kim, because a lot of times startups and emerging companies feel like, oh, I don't really have that much going on, or I'm too small. That's the best time to put it in place, because like we said early, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you build that foundation early on, that's the best time for you to wrap your head around it and get an understanding of your business model and how things are working. Because when things start taking off and those, that revenue starts coming in and you're too busy, you want to already have that in place. You don't want to go back and have to try to figure it out and get caught up with where you need to be. And you don't want to lose that historical information, because again, when you go before lenders, funders, and things like that, they want to know your numbers, but they want to know your story.
Okay.
And that foundational, those early stages, that's part of your story. They want to be able to see that you were grassroots, how you built this business and was able to grow and scale it. And if you don't have that financial data as your foundation, then you don't have, if it's not documented, it's not done. And so if you don't have the records, the reports to show where you were at and where you came from and how you got here, then you lose all of that. Start from day one.
Okay. And I'm trying to make sure I spell VALAISE. This is good. I'm typing in what you're saying, and this is some good information. So the people do want to know the funding sources. They do want to know your story. Absolutely. They're interested in that, even though it may look like, okay, this is where we started. It's real low numbers. I'm putting the funds in myself personally to keep things afloat, but document all of that.
Yes, because they want to see that you have skin in the game, you put your own blood, sweat, and tears before you go asking for somebody else to invest in your business, whether that's a partnership, a collaboration, you need funding. What is your exit plan when you get ready to sell your business? They need to know all of that. They need to know it from the very beginning.
I am so glad that you are stopping through the Kim Jacobs Show. I feel like this is like a national tour that should be happening, because every person that's connected to anybody on any platforms that own businesses need to know what you're saying today. So many entrepreneurs actually focus on marketing, branding, social media. What role should this play in our business process as entrepreneurs?
Oh, this plays a very valid role. Those things are great, and you need that for visibility, because people need to know that you exist, right? How can they participate or purchase your product or service if they don't even know you exist? So those things are very important. However, those things should be part of your budget, part of your financial story.
Right.
How do you know how much you can afford, or if you're even getting a return on investment for that investment, if you don't have your financials in order? How are you going to make those strategic financial decisions to say, hey, well, if you have a cyclical business, well, this quarter or this season is not a good time for us to invest in marketing or advertising. We might need to wait. We might need to delay it. The financial piece is the foundation, and you build upon that.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So this is the foundation, and then we're building on everything else will kind of work itself synergistically if we use this as our foundational base. So I know for me, because I'm a business owner and entrepreneur, emotionally it kind of takes a toll if you don't. If I can only speak for me, y'all. Speak for yourselves in the studio audience.
No,
but for
I appreciate
me,
your transparency. Yeah.
For me, it emotionally drains me when I feel like things aren't always working together the way that I envision them to work. So how much do you think emotional distress plays a factor in what you're talking about?
It's huge, and you're in good company. You're not by yourself, Kim, with those feelings. A lot of entrepreneurs feel like that, but that's why it's important. I tell people all the time, do what you do best and delegate the rest, right? Hire for your weaknesses.
Okay.
Hire. And so if the financial piece is not your strength, it's one of your weaknesses, then you have to bring somebody to the table that's going to be able to lift that burden or to provide a level of insight that is easy, that comes easy for them, that might be stressful for you. Okay. So you stay in your lane, do what you do best, and you delegate the rest. Not to the extent that you just dump it on them and you run and like, oh, I got somebody to take care of that, I don't have to worry about it. No, you still, I tell my entrepreneurs all the time, you need to treat your business like a Shark Tank experience.
Come through, Shark Tank bookkeeping guru over here. Come on.
Because so you have to be able to speak to every part of your business, even if you have delegated it, right? You still have to be able to get up there and talk about the mission, the vision, the what you have planned, the strategic plan that you have in place for 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years. And you have to be able to talk about those financials. So even if you have hired a bookkeeper and they're doing it, you need to be meeting with them minimum quarterly.
Okay.
You need to be meeting with your tax planner quarterly. We pay taxes on every dollar that we make. So every day you make $1, taxes is involved. So don't wait till the end of the year, because by then it's too late. You're not able to make strategic financial decisions or put tax deductions in place. So all of this ties into financial clarity, and I know it can be emotionally overwhelming, but how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right.
And so that's why you shouldn't wait till the end of the year. That's why you got to sit down and spend some time with it monthly. And when you do that and you put that system in place, then it makes it easier. It makes it less stressful. So by the time the end of the year comes and it's time to file your taxes, you can file a timely tax return without an extension.
That's really good. That's a key thing. Without what?
Without an extension.
Without an extension. That's important. If we could do that, that'd be a beautiful thing, right?
Yes. And I try to tell my clients all the time, we don't, the extension is there in case of emergency.
Right.
We don't want to break the glass unless we need to. We want that to be the exception, not the rule. Because if you file an extension, then what's the human behavior going to do? You're going to wait right until before the extension expires to file it. And if the extension is in September or October, then you've put off not only last year's activity, but this year's activity. You're behind already. So we're in September, October before we even start looking at what you have going on for the current year. So you're putting yourself even further behind the 8 ball. And we don't want to do that. That's not wisdom.
That's good. And that gives us the opportunity to be good stewards over what God is entrusting us
Absolutely.
to our hands. And we did a prayer about that backstage. You're salting the earth using your gifts and your talents that he trusts you with. And I'm so grateful, Valise, that you're not burying them, because guess what? We would all be missing out today.
That's
You know?
right. That's right. I'm continuing to amplify this message because I know that it's much needed. I know that people need help in this space. And I'd say all the time, God blessed me with gifts and talents in a space that many people would rather avoid.
Right.
People don't like talking about taxes. They don't want to file their taxes. They don't want to pay their taxes. They don't want to talk about their finances with the random person. Like, they hold their purses really close to them. And I get it, but that's why you do need to find a trusted professional that you can work with, that you can open up with and tell them all about what's going on so that they can help you. It's just like a doctor. The doctor can't help you if you don't tell them.
You better believe it. What's going on? What part of your body is ailing you? How do we get some resolution? What part of our finances are ailing us so that we can get some resolution through services that you even provide, that you're here to talk about today? And you're not here, you're not even here selling or pitching anything. You're here literally helping us have better balance in our lives from a financial management perspective. So I'm really grateful. There are people, Valise, that I've noticed that are very successful outwardly. When people are looking at things, it's like, okay, that looks like it is all of that, and they're handling their business. But behind the scenes, it's still not really a healthy situation. How is that? That doesn't even match. Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
It's true. So it's not just the startups and the emerging businesses that have these troubles. I've worked with 6- and 7-figure businesses whose books are a mess, who don't have their financial life in order. And it's stressful. They're not sleeping well at night. You know, it creates a lot of extra burden on entrepreneurs to run their businesses. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know, they're trying to get funding and they can't because they got to get caught up on their financials for the past year or two. They haven't filed their taxes. And so they're bringing the money in, but they're managing it from a very reactive position versus a proactive state. And it's not sustainable.
Oh, okay. And so it's going to ultimately come crashing down some kind of way, whether it's expected or unexpected, or is it? But I'm wondering, when this is happening, do the people already know it's unhealthy behind the scenes? Because like, I know where I'm defaulting. Where this is like, Kim, you have got to get better in this area of your life. I know that.
Yeah, they know it. They know it. But a lot of times that revenue, and this is what I kind of talked about earlier, that revenue starts coming in so fast and they don't have time to go back and establish it or fix it. Sometimes they have it in place and then it just falls by the wayside. It's not being maintained. And so then you have to go back. And then, like you said, it's an emotional barrier as well. They don't know who to trust. They've been burned. They tried to work with somebody that didn't do them right. And so you really have to treat, when you got to vet these people who you bring onto your team like you would any other hire. You need to interview them. You need to interview 2 or 3 people. You need to ask for references and referrals of people that's working with somebody that they love and they trust. Right? You can't just make a random, choice based on the credentials that somebody has behind their name. Just because they say they're a CPA, then you want to work with them. Or just because they're a QuickBooks advisor, you want to work with them. You really need to sit down and make sure that it's a good fit. Somebody, even with the systems that you choose, the accounting systems that you choose, I tell people all the time, choose a system that the best system to use is the one that you're going to actually use.
Okay. The best system to use, and let's type that, y'all.
The best system.
I'm typing this. The best system to use is the one that you're going to use.
Yes.
The best system. I'm using this as my notebook, y'all. Pay me no attention. The best system
take some notes.
to use is the one
that you're
that you will
actually,
use.
yeah, that you're actually going to use.
Wow.
Because if you purchase it, and I see that happen a lot, they purchase the system and they're just paying the monthly fee, but they're not updating their books. They're not doing their reconciliations. One of my signature frameworks is what I call financial CPR.
Financial CPR. Okay.
Yes. And financial CPR, because let's just go with like QuickBooks. A lot of people use QuickBooks because they're a market leader, right? A lot of people are familiar with it. And a lot of people are intimidated by it. They're confused by it because when they open up that dashboard, they see all of these charts, these graphs, these widgets, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. And what does a confused mind do?
Nothing.
Stops. They stop, right? And so this is my way of simplifying and telling my clients that you want to go in and do your financial CPR on a monthly base. This is one of the financial systems that I teach about. CPR represents categorize your transactions.
Girl, you know you ain't supposed to talk that fast. I'm getting ready to start typing. I'm in class. Okay.
Come on.
CPR, what does it mean? Go ahead.
Categorize your transactions, post your transactions, and reconcile your transactions. Categorize, post, reconcile.
Wow.
Every month. That's your financial CPR routine. So when you log into your accounting system, that's your focus. You're laser focused on, wow, I'm going in and do my financial CPR. I'm going to categorize these transactions, post them, and reconcile.
Oh Lord, I guess this could have been a audio podcast, because if people seeing me, which y'all are, some of you do have audio listeners too on iHeartRadio, WDRB Media, and all of that. So y'all don't get to see me, but I'm over here with my glasses twisted sideways, and you can see making all kinds of notes.
You are funny.
I am serious, girl. This is some good stuff. So say CPR one more time.
Financial CPR is categorizing your transactions, post your transactions, and reconcile your transactions. That's the CPR step. And so if you focus on doing those every month, then you can confidently run those 3 financial statements that I talked about with some level of accuracy, right? A lot of times people feel like,
you gotta do just a praise the Lord break on that, because you doing it, you dropping some knowledge. Okay, keep on going.
Yeah. So if you do, a lot of people feel like once they connect their accounts to their accounting system and they see the transactions in there and they go in and like verify that the transactions are right, that they are done. The reconciliation piece, the R, is one of the most commonly missed steps. And the reconciliation, remember, I'm going to date myself again, okay? But it's all right, because this is wisdom talking. I don't care what they say. I'm grateful for where I'm at in life, okay? But you remember, and I still do, you have a checkbook. You used to write checks.
Yeah, I still do. I got one right in my purse.
Yes, ma'am. I still write checks. And so in your checkbook, with your checkbook, you get a checkbook register, the little register in the back where you can record the checks that you write. So when you write your check, you write the date, you write who you paid, how much you pay. Right. And you have that list of all of your transactions. And then at the end of the month, when your statement comes in the mail, you're supposed to take that statement and compare it to your checkbook register to make sure that what the balance in your checkbook register matches the balance that's on your bank statement. And a lot of times, most times it won't, because you might have received a few pennies of interest. They might have taken out their monthly statement fee. You might have forgot to record one of your checks.
Oh my God.
You might have swiped your in this day and age, swiped your ATM card and forgot to record that transaction. But that reconciliation piece is where you go at the end of the month and match your register to your bank statement. And that's what the reconciliation step does in your accounting system. It's matching what's in the accounting system with what actually happened at the bank to make sure that those balances are in sync. because 9 times out of 10, if you don't do this reconciliation piece, the balances, they're going to be off.
Mm-hmm.
They just are.
That's a good point. Good point.
You
Well,
know?
I would be interested, and I was typing this to see if anybody would be honest out here in show world land here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I wanted to know, what are some of the unhealthy beliefs that you have as an entrepreneur that might be tuning in today? And so I just put this poll up here, and I would love for anybody to just answer it.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, do you feel like I'm just not good with numbers? What's the hesitancy? What's the reservation? What's the drawback? There's a reason why people don't work with bookkeepers. And I really would love to get to the root of it on today's episode. Are you just not good with numbers? And just put a 1 if that's your answer.
Let us know. Let us know.
If money is coming in, then hey, I'm fine. I'm good. I ain't worried about it. Mm-hmm. That might be your philosophy. Or 3, I will work with a bookkeeper later. I'm just not there yet, which she just already said we should be there the day we start the business. Absolutely. So which one applies to you? Put a 1, 2, or 3. And I think that the one that I've noticed the most is that if money I'll just put whatever one you put 1 over there too for yourself, what you think might be the answer.
Oh, I get to answer too?
Yeah, if anybody that wants to, you can participate. Okay. Now on Instagram, you'd have to put 1 or 2 in the comments, or 3, and then I'll put it over for you because I can't I can't transfer yours over.
Let us know, y'all, so we can help you.
And then what I'll do is I'll pull it back up later in the episode and just tell me, well, we'll leave it there for a few minutes. So you'll see it if you're just joining in. Okay. Oh, this is important.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to process. So we're gonna just keep moving and go on with some more of our conversation, but we'll come back and revisit that and see what the poll results show shortly here. All right. So let's see. How does financial clarity actually build confidence, in your opinion? Because we're talking about this financial clarity and it creates this confidence. How?
Yeah, I love it and I've seen it happen in real time when I work with clients and they start doing their financial CPR. They're like, oh, wow. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize I made that much money. Or I didn't even realize that I was spending that much money on that category. And then they're like, oh, wow, yeah. Or they might feel like, oh, wow, I'm doing good. This is really aligned with where I need to be. This is helping me. This is helping me to make better decisions. And that's where the confidence comes in, because when you can actually see what's happening, then you can make an assessment as to whether or not what's happening in real time is aligned with your goals that you planned for yourself when you stood this business up, when you started out on this journey, or if it's not. And if it's not, it's no judgment zone. It's not to say that you're a bad person. It's time for us to just make some adjustments. And that's the whole point of it, because business entrepreneurship is not linear. It's not a straight line.
That's right.
There's going to be so many ups and downs, peaks and troughs, changes and adjustments that need to be made along the way. And this is just going to help you be able to do that again with much more confidence when you can see what's actually happening.
Felice, you're sharing such important life-changing information. Everybody should be privy to what you are sharing on this show, and I'm hoping that you all will share this broadcast. Let people watch it at later times that's convenient for them, because this is a blessing to the world. What would you say to most entrepreneurs that may be afraid to look at the actual bank accounts, because it's like, I already know it's not where I want it to be, but really having enough strength to face the reality of it all?
Yeah, you got to look at it as an opportunity for improvement, not a judge. Like I said, not as a judgment, not to make you feel bad, but to encourage you. Use that same energy to inspire you and encourage you, because 9 times out of 10, most of us that start businesses, we started out of a place of passion. So you're very, very passionate about what it is you do. Excuse me. You're very good at what you do. You're serving the world with your gifts and talents. And let that be your motivation.
This is good.
It's levels to it.
Mhm.
It's levels to it. And so you may be at a lower level now, but unless and until you take control of it and actually embrace it and look at it and face, I'm in the right place. Let's just call it what it is. Just face that devil, that demonic spirit of fear, of shame, of guilt, because it has no place in your business. And so
it has no place in our businesses. Look at your bank situation as an opportunity to change. Let it give you inspiration, is what Valise is saying. Now, Valise, I know you are over there coughing a little bit, so we're going to just take a hey, some other people are putting their comments. I see you. I'm just going to hide this for a second, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with everyone right after this break.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, we are back here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and I am here with my special guest, Valise, and Valise is dropping such significant knowledge, y'all. Today's episode, I do want to let you know, is also sponsored. I see you, Valise. Okay. Hey, girl.
No, we ready?
Yeah, this show is, all about how we balance our lives in real time, right? So it's like, okay, girl, I got to go out for one quick second. I'll be right back, right?
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, I want you to know, too, that you can stay connected with Valise, and her website is triedandtruefs.com. Tried and True, and that's spelled TRIED, and it's spelled out TRUEFS.com. So triedandtruefs.com for the audio listeners, too. And also want to let you know how you can support the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we are so grateful for every viewer, every contributor, every person that allows us to come into your home every weekday. And because of that, I believe that we are having better experiences in our families and our lives, because we're able to bring balance into your house every single day. So thank you for all of you that already support us. Those that haven't yet, take a moment today and just pour into our broadcast, sow into our program, and give us the opportunity to continue this level of programming into your home. You can do it through Venmo for the audio listeners, Venmo at The Kim Jacobs Show. You can also do it via Zelle or Apple Pay at 704-962-7161, or PayPal by typing paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And I want to again thank you all for those that already make my heart so glad. You make my heart glad by supporting our broadcast. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I want to know about your story. Let's talk about this for a little bit, because we have not talked about this. This is where I believe that people get a chance to go beyond who you are from a financial perspective. But we talked about how you became an entrepreneur and what were some things that you had to do to take those leaps. But what surprised you most about becoming a business owner in your perspective?
That I can't turn my brain off. I knew it was hard work. I knew that, but I didn't know that I wouldn't be able to turn my brain off.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
So when you go to bed, it's hard. You're still thinking numbers. What's happening, Valise?
Still thinking numbers, still thinking about my clients, still thinking about helping them, because this is a challenging space. Even when people decide that they want to work with me, it's not always an easy process. Sometimes I have to chase them down. Sometimes I have to send multiple reminders. Sometimes I have to, coach them through it. Like, it's going to be all right. We just need to get this done. If you just give me the information, I can help you. Like, it's a whole thing. And the other part about it is I absolutely hate telling people that they owe large sums of money.
Right.
I hate telling people that it's too late. You could have taken this tax deduction, but it's too late for this year. Maybe we can plan for it in the future.
That is very disappointing to have to, I'm sure, break that bad news for people.
Especially when there is a way that we can make it, soften the blow a little bit and make it easier to manage. But that's, at the end of the day, all I can do is advise them. It's up to that business owner, that entrepreneur, to make the final decision about their finances.
Yeah, that's good. Good. So I like how you are considerate and compassionate, and not just saying, here's the gavel and bottom line is this is your fate.
This is your verdict.
This is right. So I'm grateful that you're taking the approach that you are. It is what it is, for real. But here's what we can do to get better for our upcoming time together. What would you kind of tell your corporate self? Because you've had that corporate experience and now you have this entrepreneurial version of Elise. What would you tell your entrepreneurial self from your corporate background?
Well, and this is something that I actually did bring from my corporate background, because when I showed up in corporate, before I started my entrepreneur journey, I always showed up as Valise Incorporated. Right? That was my mindset. And I knew from even my management days where I would manage small teams, right? People want to know how much you care. People want to know how much you care before they know how much you know.
That's right. That's right.
So it's people first. And I brought that, even though, entrepreneurship, you have to have your systems, you have to have your policies, your procedures, all of those things in place. But I don't see my clients as numbers. I see them as people, and I end up developing relationships with them, particularly because I recognize and realize that discussing their finances with someone else is not the easiest thing to do. So they're opening up and they're sharing so much of their personal information with me about their finances, about their family, about their children. They're sharing. And so I want them to know that I care about them as people first. This is not about the work that we're doing. It's about, how are you doing?
How are you doing? And you imagine if all of us just every day took time to just say, how are you doing? And I know this might be a small story to other people, but it's huge for me. I was actually in college at James Madison University, Valise, and every single day I asked people, how are you? Are you having a great day? How is your day? Are you making it a great day? How is your day? Are you having had no idea that when I became a senior at James Madison University, that I would be voted as senior class president at a predominantly white university.
Wow.
How is that humanly possible to be voted amongst my peers as the senior class president? Well, the reason, I believe, is because I cared about the people, and they remembered me when it came time to vote.
They noticed that. It makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, let's talk about your breast cancer journey. It's a lot. When we're talking about balancing, I know you may have been on other interviews. I saw one on the WDIV or different ones, and you're talking about your book, and it's very good. It's very starchy, but there are some other pieces to you that people don't know of or know about. So this, in my opinion, is one of the most important pieces that we're going to talk about. You shared that you survived breast cancer. It completely reshaped your whole definition of success. What would you tell us about that journey from your perspective? What happened to you?
Well, and this is, and I hate to tie business into it, but I think it's no coincidence that it happened, but there's a common statistic in the entrepreneurial realm that says that, and it's issued by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And SBA, but they say that the average small business owner goes out of business within the first 5 years. And it's often due to poor cash flow management or lack of funding. Well, in my 5th year in business, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in February, right at the height of tax season, right? So I was like, wow. But it really made me pause and think about what matters most. I asked God, I didn't ask God, why me? But what do you want me to get out of this experience?
Right.
And he told me, be still and know that I am God.
Be still.
So at the end of the day, like most of us would say, if something happened and we were, faced with a life-threatening situation.
Right.
It's not about the business. It's not about the money. It was about the people. It was about the people that are close to me that I know and love. It was about making sure that my family knew that I was going to be okay. I think they were a little bit more concerned than I was. I was at peace with it because I knew that it was not a sickness unto death. So I was able to take my time, and I tell people all the time, make sure that you listen to your body. Make sure that you know the signs. I wasn't really experiencing any symptoms, but I was real consistent with going and getting my routine mammograms, right? So it was detected early. It was an early stage detection.
Okay.
So I was able to take my time. I interviewed the medical professionals. I didn't just choose.
Right.
I went to 3 different oncologists at 3 different hospital systems, and I took my squad with me. Every appointment that I went to, I had at least 2 people with me.
Okay, good.
2 where the doctors would come in the room and they'd be like, "Well, hello."
Like, who are these people? This my village.
These are my extra eyes and ears because we're going to make an informed decision. Cool. So it doesn't just apply to your finances and making sure that you have clarity, that you can make a decision with confidence, something that's so very important. But my health is very important to me. And I walked away from that situation knowing or realizing that health is wealth.
Health is wealth. And we hear that often, but when you go through a health scare, and then you realize how important and how wealthy you really are to be able to still be here.
Absolutely. And so determining what matters most, and that was it's my family. And so I'm like, well, do I want to spend my time working so hard, working so many hours, not being able to shut my brain off and not knowing how much time I have left? And if I've spent time with my then mother, my mother has passed on now, with my mother, with my sister, and life has been life. And ever since then, 2019, it was the breast cancer diagnosis. 2020, we all know what we dealt with, the great pandemic. Then in 2021, I lost my mother. 2022, I lost my corporate job. 2024, I lost my only sister. And so, and I'm still going.
And you're still showing up and still letting God use you to help. Not just, it's a big difference, Valise, when you're still just going and you're in your own world. You are still going and helping other people's lives become better.
And that's why I don't want you carrying this stress concerning your finances, because stress is a silent killer.
Yes.
It's too heavy. You got to get the help that you need. You don't want to carry burdens that's unnecessary.
When it's something that is a gift and a talent of someone else's. Oh my gosh, I love this conversation.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your priorities changed after surviving and thriving through this breast cancer?
I put me first. So every day I put me first. I put God first.
God is first. Then I know what you meant.
Every morning I wake up, I do my daily devotional. You can go check my Facebook page. I post my prayers every day. To share with the world, to share God's goodness with the world, right? And then I exercise 5 days a week. I walk at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week. I get my workout in. I do that before I've tried it multiple ways. where you do a midday workout or evening workout. It works best for me if I do it early and get it out the way. So it's not a challenge, because walking became my medicine.
Wow.
I'm grateful to say, even though I dated myself earlier in the interview, but I dated myself, and I also say that over 20 years, I don't even want to get, it's closer to 30 years than it is 20 years that I've been in the financial services industry. But I want to make sure that I take care of me first, because I've tried it multiple different ways and it just doesn't work. So if I do it earlier in my day, get it out the way, then I know I've been taken care of.
I believe that.
Changed my diet, because the food is medicine. Walking, making sure that your lungs stay. Cancer cannot live in an oxygenated environment.
Wow.
And so just walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, I've researched it out. It does a body good.
Well, good. I've been doing that too. Five days a week, walking with my son and just making sure it's at least a minimum of 30 to 45 minutes. So this is good. I saw a prayer over on your Facebook page, and it says, God, this is one of the older ones, but it says, God, I know that I will face troubles in this world, but you are still in control. Yes. In all circumstances, help me to remember your promises. Remind me of the future glory that's coming and the beautiful eternity that I will spend with you. Thank you for being with me on the challenging days today. Yes. Please give me the courage and strength that I need to stand firm in my faith. In Jesus' name, amen. And this is on Valise's Facebook page, Valise Smith EA. So you all can go and read all of her encouraging prayers. And tell people again how they can stay connected with you.
And one last thing I just want to say, these are not my prayers. These are prayers from my YouVersion daily devotional. I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm just sharing what's already out there.
Right? I saw that. I saw it says amen. And I could tell that it was from somewhere, but I didn't know what the source was. So thank you for referencing that. YouVersion is a great resource for you to be able to every day in the daily bread, just getting some type of inspiration. We don't have to create everything and be the expert at everything for it to be able to apply and help our lives. So I thank you so much for sharing your breast cancer journey and sharing about your family and some of the things that have transitioned to continue to just give you the strength that you are today. So people that are fighting personal battles, any word of encouragement that you could share with them today?
Yeah, make sure that you slow down, listen to your body, take care of your body, drink plenty of water, make sure that you are responding to the signals that your body is giving you. Make sure that you're getting that exercise in, no matter how young or old you are. You got to move your body. Moving your body is one of the best medicines that you can take. And just make sure that you stay away from that awful sugar. It's awful. It's sugar. I love it and I hate it.
It's like a love-hate relationship.
Stay away from the sugar. It's killing us.
What do you do to protect your peace? Because I know a lot of people are struggling in torment. It's just torment, and it's personal torment in many cases. It's not even always something that's inflicted on us by other people. Anything that you can suggest for people to protect their peace?
Yeah, stay in tune with God, like reading those daily devotionals helps me, because it's always an on-time kind of word or a prayer, right? That helps me. And I said, one day it just dropped in my spirit. I'm like, if this is blessing you, it could bless some other people too. And so that's why I share them, but also just making sure that you lean into gratitude. Good. Being grateful. Look at what you do have, not at what you don't have. And that's a constant reminder that I have to share with myself. Look at all these wonderful things that you do have going for yourself. You might have lost a lot. You may be missing out on some things, but it is not life-threatening.
That's right.
You know, so gratitude and journaling. Get those emotions out of your body. Don't allow the trauma to stay bottled up in your body. Release it through journaling.
I journal. I have so many journals. I think it could be probably its own huge book by the time all of them are put together. But the final things I think I want to know is just any financial habits that entrepreneurs can start today today when they finish watching this episode, what's like maybe 2 or 3 or something quick that you can share with us that's a habit that we all need to implement immediately?
I don't want to take us down a whole nother
episode 2, right? You got to come back for part 2.
And I will come back. I'm happy
Please.
to come back. But this is something that it is in my book, but I also talk about it and teach it at my workshops as well. And that is every dollar needs a destination. So you want to separate your money in pots. I call it the POTS framework. POTS, P-O-T-S, paying yourself, operating expenses, taxes, and savings.
Now, you know, you have to say that one more time. POTS, what?
POTS, P-O-T-S, pay yourself, operating expenses.
Pay yourself, okay.
Operating expenses, taxes, and savings. And I recommend a 40-30-20-10 allocation to start. 40-30-20-10.
Okay.
And that's just a sample allocation. You can adjust it, but it's respective of the pot. So 40% for the P, 30% for operating, 20% for taxes, 10% for savings.
Okay. So if y'all want to know a lot more about this, I'm sure that Valise will meet with you one-on-one, give you maybe some kind of consultation, because you want to know that every dollar needs a destination. The POTS system, pay yourself, operating expenses, taxes, and savings. Break it down with 40-30-20-10. If you feel like we're speaking in tongues, that's because you need a one-on-one consultation. Okay. So if you're like, what are these people saying? Then you need to be reaching out to Valise literally today, because you're like, what is happening to me? I don't know what this breakdown means.
I know it's a lot.
So
that's why I put it in and that's why I put it all in the book, right? Because I know that it's information that people need. And it's not that I'm a bookkeeper. I don't hold myself out as a bookkeeper. I'm a financial professional, right? That I architect financial clarity for business owners who are ready to take control of their finances and build profitable businesses. And so, yes, I had an opportunity to go on Local 4 WDIV earlier this year when I launched the book, and Chase sponsored my book signing at one of their branches here in the metropolitan Detroit area. So we had a wonderful, fabulous turnout in time there, and I had an opportunity to share resources, and not only the resources that I have, but also resources that Chase has for small business owners, even if you don't bank with them, because I'm not a Chase Bank owner, but they had a resource for small businesses that I took advantage of that led to this opportunity. So you always definitely want to show up. You got to show up. I've heard it said, those who show up, go up. And so you definitely want to make sure that you show up and that you take advantage of the resources that's available for you so that you can grow and scale your business.
You have some of the best sayings ever, Valise. You said, those that show up, go up. I put it over in the comment section. I know you're a pescatarian. And so what's your favorite seafood meal? Tell me.
Well, I love salmon. I knew
you were gonna say salmon.
Yeah. And I love salmon on top of a nice, healthy green salad. I'm talking about not no iceberg lettuce. I'm talking about mixed greens
nice
with
mixed
some carrots and some tomatoes and onions and red and green. Like, it's got to be colorful. It's got to be a colorful salad.
Well, when you come to Charlotte, I'll take you to a place that you will love, and they have a great, nice cedar plank salmon and just even some regular salmon over top of a bed of the spring mixed greens. It's so good. You like beach or mountains? Tell us.
Yeah. You said beach or mountains?
Or mountains?
Beach.
All right. If someone gave you a plane ticket today, where would you go? Because I know you like to travel, and I saw some of your fun facts.
Santorini is on my bucket list. Greece.
Okay. All right, listen, we can go on and on and on, but what's one financial word that everyone should know from your perspective? Just one financial word.
One financial word. Growth.
Okay. Growth. One financial word. Growth. Why growth?
Because we need more of it in order for in order for us to be a blessing to others is, you want to be a blessing to others. And in order to be a blessing, you have to have excess. You have to have surpluses. So you need your financial resources to grow. You need your business to grow. We need growth. We need to expand our territories, and we need enough to share. And so growth is the word. In order to do that, you got to have that foundation in place.
That's good. Okay. All right. How can people get a copy of this book?
So the book can be purchased on my website. So if you go to triedandtruefs.com and go to the shop page, you'll find the book there. I'll sign it and ship it out to you, or you can find it on Amazon.
And you can find it on Amazon, but make sure if you go ahead and get it from Felice directly at triedandtruefs.com, you'll get an autographed copy. That's the difference. So you want to get that autographed copy from her. I do want to let you all know that coming up on August, I think it's August 7th. Anyway, we have one of the Salt and Pepper Gang members. Okay. People follow that group. They, where they come walking out all in slow motion and they got their gray hair and beard. Anyway, so
that's that wisdom again.
Right. One of the Salt and Pepper Gang members, Stephen Govan, will be on the Kim Jacobs Show on August 6th. Thursday, August 6th. So make sure if you're watching this as any kind of replay, then obviously just always watch the Kim Jacobs Show, because now I'm time stamped it, okay? Because I'm definitely going to replay this bookkeeping episode many times over, so y'all get your minds right.
Okay.
But make sure you tune in on that day at 11 o'clock a.m. because you'll learn more about, beyond just the looks, what the Salt and Pepper Gang is all about to help the community as well. All right. Any closing comment?
Just go and be great. Make sure that you are being a good steward over what God has entrusted to your hands, because I don't want to hear anybody be called wicked and slothful. We are not wicked and slothful. We are blessed and highly favored, and we want to offer a return on investment for what God has entrusted into our hands.
And if for some reason that God has entrusted in your hands the opportunity to start your own podcast or talk show, I want you to know that our training is coming up in 2 weeks and we have 2 seats still left. You can get a 10% discount and be a part of a 6-week training to learn how to start your very own show with expert tips and advice like Felice has. She needs to be in the class, clearly, right? Because everybody that wants Felice to have a show, please put it in the comment section, right? Because she should have a show. I'll tune in for sure. Go immediately to kimjacobsshow@gmail.com to let me know, or you can call 704-944-3534 and grab one of those last seats. We'll go 6 weeks right in the comfort of your home, and we'll go on a journey together to start your own show. Today's episode was sponsored by P. Hankins LLC, and you can visit phankins.com to get registered for what's called Week 40 Transform Your Life Conference. It's going to be in the Shenandoah Valley area, Massanutten Resort, and you can use the code The Kim Jacobs Show. Men and women are invited to attend. The men will be golfing. The women will be part of this really serene, tranquil experience of Week 40. Make sure you use the Kim Jacobs Show code. And this is who's hosting it, which is Pamela Hankins. And she's over on CTR Media Network, if you want to ever check that out, on the Roku and Apple TV as well. The Kim Jacobs Show is over there as well under the Self-Improvement channel. And thank you all for the 70-some thousand views that we got last month. We really appreciate your support. All right. I have had the best time.
I enjoyed our time together too, Kim. I really appreciate this.
I loved it. Okay, y'all, we have to go. Oh, I didn't put that poll back up. If I would have got off without the poll, people would have been like, she told us to. Okay, what was the outcome? Okay, so 67% of people say that the unhealthy behavior stems from if money is coming in and I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's a myth. Just because money is coming in, say something about that for 1 second. We're going to get on.
Yeah, just because you have money coming in doesn't mean you're profitable. Right. Mm-hmm. And so just because the revenue is coming in, how do you know that your prices are priced right? How do you know that you're allocating, doing your POTS method, the allocation is right. You know, we don't want to end up with big IRS tax bills and we're on payment plans and different things like that, because the interest that accrues on unpaid tax debt, that accrues daily on unpaid tax debt is a waste of money. Is money that you could be using to reinvest in your business. And so we just want to, like I said, I cannot stress that enough, be good stewards of what God has entrusted to our hands. And then the word of God tells us who that has decided to build a tower does not sit down and first count the cost that they have enough to finish.
That's right.
To finish strong.
That's good. Great advice, great biblical advice, great financial advice, and just a great overall spirit in having you here today. Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. I saw all kinds of comments, and I don't think I did do justice in saying thank you to everybody today. So just know that
we'll go back and go in the comments and talk to them afterwards.
All of you here. I saw Linda Joseph. She's another talk show host, and I'll definitely connect you to be on her show. She says great information. Mario Black, he did the 100 Black Men in Charlotte event. It's a whole thing that he's been leading the charge on. I am in back school training. Oh, I'm back in school and training, but good morning. So he was in class, but just popped in and wanted to say good morning. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for all of you that have tuned into today's episode. Yes. And it has been a delight. So thank you, Valise, for being my special guest today. And
my pleasure.
We're going to disconnect, stay backstage, and I'll talk with you for a moment. I got to get this comment off, but I don't know where the comment is. Okay. There we go. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you Monday through Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Love you all. Love you, Valise. I'll see you in a second.
Love you too. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.